How soldiers survived the impossible. True battlefield survival stories.
War is often told through victories and defeats. But sometimes the most incredible stories are not about winning battles. They are about surviving them. History is filled with moments where soldiers found themselves completely alone. Surrounded, lost, wounded, or trapped in environments more deadly than the enemy itself. Situations where survival depended not on strength, but on decisions made in seconds, and the will to keep moving when everything said to stop. Tonight, we explore real stories of soldiers who survived situations that seemed impossible. Stories shaped by cold, hunger, isolation, and fear, where survival became the only mission that mattered. And before we begin, if you enjoy real historical stories, survival experiences, and lesser-known moments from military history, make sure to subscribe to the channel. New episodes every week explore true events that reveal the human side of war. Now, let's begin with one of the coldest places ever fought over. Surviving the impossible cold. Winter has defeated more armies than weapons ever did. During the Winter War of 1939, Finnish soldiers faced overwhelming Soviet forces in temperatures dropping below -40 degrees Celsius. Weapons froze, engines stopped, skin froze in minutes. But one story stands out. A Finnish soldier, separated from his unit during combat, found himself alone deep in snow-covered wilderness. With limited supplies, he survived for days by constantly moving, building temporary snow shelters, and avoiding open areas where freezing wind could kill within minutes. What made survival possible wasn't equipment, it was knowledge. He understood that sweating could be fatal. Wet clothing freezes quickly, draining body heat. So he moved slowly, conserving energy, stopping often, and using terrain for protection. Many soldiers learned too late that in extreme cold, exhaustion kills faster than bullets. The battlefield had become nature itself, and this lesson would repeat in other wars. Lost behind enemy lines. In Vietnam, survival meant something entirely different. Dense jungle swallowed sound and direction. Visibility was limited to meters. Heat and humidity drained energy constantly. Several documented cases describe soldiers becoming separated from their units and surviving alone for days or weeks. One American pilot, shot down over jungle territory, survived by moving only at night, hiding during daylight, and collecting rainwater using pieces of fabric stretched between branches. The greatest danger wasn't always the enemy. It was panic. Survival training taught one critical rule: stop, think, observe, plan. Those who ran blindly often became lost permanently. Those who slowed down increased their chances of rescue. The jungle created isolation so intense that some survivors later described talking to themselves just to remain mentally focused. Because survival is not only physical, it's psychological. And sometimes the mind gives up before the body does. Wounded and alone. Some survival stories are almost impossible to believe. During World War II, several soldiers were recorded crawling for days after being wounded, navigating using stars or distant sounds of artillery to find friendly lines. Pain, dehydration, and infection became constant companions. One recurring theme appears again and again in survivor testimonies: small goals. Not reaching safety, just reaching the next tree, the next hill, the next hour. Breaking survival into smaller victories kept hope alive. Military psychologists later studied these cases and discovered something fascinating. Survivors often focused on routine, checking equipment, adjusting clothing, repeating simple tasks, because routine prevented panic. In chaos, structure becomes survival. And this is why some soldiers survived situations others did not. Not because they were stronger, but because they stayed mentally organized when everything else collapsed. Why some survive. Across wars, environments, and generations, the same factors appear again and again. Adaptation, patience, awareness. The soldiers who survived impossible situations rarely acted like heroes in movies. They conserved energy, avoided unnecessary risks, accepted fear instead of fighting it. History shows that survival often belongs to those who remain calm when circumstances become uncontrollable. And perhaps that's why these stories continue to fascinate us, because they reveal something universal, the human ability to endure far beyond what seems possible. If you enjoyed this episode and want more real stories about survival, military history, and the hidden human side of warfare, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we explore true stories that prove history is not only shaped by battles, but by the people who managed to survive them. And in the next episode, we'll explore how camouflage and deception allowed entire armies to disappear in plain sight. Until then, remember, in war, victory is remembered, but survival is earned.